That's what we was born with. Nothing. Nothing like serving the Lord.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. Malik Yawm. Iyyaku na'budu wa iyyaku nasta'in. Ihdina as-siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alayhim ghayril maghdubi 'alayhim Amen. In the name of God, most gracious, most merciful, Master, Day of Judgment, show us the straight way. Keep us on the Siratal Mustaqim. Surely we worship you and honor you and seek your guidance. Please do not put us in the path of those who have angered you, who don't want to give you mercy. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, God. All praises, man.
Praises.
All praises. I ain't never did that before, man.
Yeah.
Reject talks, man.
I'm actually supposed to go, for me learning the Arabic language, it's kind of translated different from the Quran. The Quran's in English. It's translated this way, but when you read the Arabic, it's a deeper translation you get out of it when you learn the language.
Mm-hmm.
The way they translated it is supposed to be, in the name of God, most gracious, most merciful, Master, Day of Judgment. Thee alone we worship you, all you do. We seek, show us the straight way, aware of those you bestowed your grace upon, and not to aware of those you bestowed your wrath upon.
Keep me away from evil, basically.
Yeah, basically keep you on the right path, keep you guided, so that you don't have to let the devil control, your actions and stuff like that, and he'll protect you from that. That's the mandatory thing that's done when you make salat, your prayer. That has to be said.
So that was a salat.
Yeah, it was actually a dua, but it was a verse from the Quran. Allah says that's the opening to the prayer.
Mm-hmm.
We call it the Surah Al-Fatiha.
Okay.
It opens to the call it possession.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's a good spirit or a bad spirit,
mm-hmm.
it's still something entering your body, taking over, and having you talk out of the language you used to talk.
Mm-hmm.
So they just call it possession. That's all. People look at possession as bad. There's two ways to do it. Even in Islam, you have the jinns that are there. They get in people and they possess them, and they go to the heavens and hear things and come back and tell you. You ever see people talking about they dreamed about a number?
A number?
And they go play the number?
Yeah.
That's the jinns going and hearing stuff. And they come back from the heavens.
Mm-hmm.
They get ran away. Once
mm-hmm.
they get too close, they come back with the little tiny bits you got and give it to you. And back during that time, they used to teach the people magic and sorcery.
Mm-hmm.
These two angels, Harley and Myra, taught it for good, but the jinns started taking it and coming, teaching people how to be, instead of sorcerers, what they call them, like the other ones, the warlocks, the witches and stuff like that, start teaching them the bad part of magic.
Okay.
Stuff like that. That's how you had the story with Moses dropping the stick and eating the snakes. All that stuff was real because he actually went against sorcery.
Word.
So that's possession is what it is. A lot of Muslims don't even like to get into them subjects because, especially a lot of female Muslims, they be scared.
Mm-hmm.
Especially ones that don't like watching horror movies.
They get nervous.
Yeah, because jinns exist. They're everywhere. They're in the house. They're in the whole world you don't see. One of the things that the Prophet ﷺ, may peace be upon him, has said, this is the main thing he said. When he came with people with the religion of Islam, in the writing it says, I come to you in God.
Okay.
And stuff like that. So a lot of people don't say that part, but it's what it is. I come to mankind and the jinn with Islam.
Okay. And a jinn, G-E-N or G-I-N, and what exactly is a jinn?
G-I-N. And a jinn is a spiritual creature that's created from smokeless fire.
Okay.
The devil was created from the flames, right? The jinns were created from fire that don't give smoke. And they exist. They're good and they're bad. They actually help you in some getting the mind to make you do bad things. Those are the ones that whisper to you, should I do this or should I not? They affect your free will.
Okay.
So in the Quran, Allah says, whenever you are affected like that, you got you left in a state of sin, they got one on you. So you got to be God conscious at all times.
At all times.
Otherwise, you'll be you'll be held victim to whatever mental suggestions you get. That was one of the main things he told him. He told the devil when he had kicked him, put him in hell, and told him, he said, when he was up in heaven, he said, get out of here because of what you've done by not bowing down to my creation, Adam. And because he told him, why should I bow down to him? I'm made of fire, he's made of mud. I'm better than him. He said, better, I'll get you down from there, and you'll be in hell until the day of judgment. So he asked him, he said, oh my Lord, because Allah created him. He said, grant me respite over these humans, and I'm going to prove to you that they're not worthy of your grace and mercy. He said, respite meant the power of suggestion.
Okay, respite.
So he said, I'll grant you that. But the ones that follow you will be fuel for the fire. Well, the men and stones will be fuel for the fire. But the ones that follow me wholeheartedly, believe me, you shall not touch. So that's the game we in now.
That's right.
Yeah.
To stay untouchable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Stay protected.
Who's going to win the most souls until judgment day comes?
That's right.
So that's why so many religions be clashing and stuff like that, because everybody worships the same God, it's just different languages.
That's right. Everybody should be worshiping the same God.
Right.
You know, the religion is really the division. You know what I'm saying? Ladies and gentlemen, we done got real deep before we even got into it. You know, we just took a seat and before you know it, we was in deep. Reject Talks, man. I'm sitting here with the one, the only, Nigel, aka DJ Break Records Smith, man. He's in the building, in the flesh. You know, I'm appreciative of my brother showing up and showing out, you know, in a media relationship with the Most High, you know. But before we get DJ Break Records, man, let them know a little bit about yourself, where you from, you know, who are you?
First and foremost, let's say I'm a Muslim, that's first. I got into the religion of Islam in 1989. In New York City, in a penitentiary. I did 5 years in jail and came out as a Muslim. You know, I've always been Muslim since then. I've been head of security at masjids, I've been bars, lectures, all that stuff. And then later on down in my life, you know, that's when I became the DJ and everything else, and the master chef and all this other stuff that I'm doing now. But as far as like who I am, I'm Cynthia's son.
Cynthia's son.
That's my mother and my son. I brought my mother into Islam before she passed away and stuff like that, and that was one of the best days of my life and stuff like that. The worst days were when I had to bury her and, you know, do the funeral. That's the worst days. But that's the worst days.
But knowing that her soul was saved was,
oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
That was a good thing. That's one thing I will say is this. You can't, okay, pardon me, a lot of times, even if I'm talking about DJing and stuff, I always resort back to something religious. It's a habit I got. So, Allah says that paradise lies at the footsteps of your mothers.
Run that back.
Paradise lies at the footsteps of your mothers. He said, reverence the wombs that bore you. Your mothers. They have a special place. And
that's right.
Yeah, but it's just parents fathers and mothers have a big respect in God's eyes.
I'm happy to hear you talking about that. As a mother myself, you know, man, my mom, again, she's not here either. So, you know, my condolences to you. I can resonate with that. Right. But you know, you were at paradise at the feet of your mother. You know, that really resonated with me. That hit me in my heart chakra, you know, it woke me up. And again, being a mother and, you know, experiencing not being treated or felt like I was the paradise of my son, you know what I'm saying? Because we live in a world where the children, like, they really be like, yo, F you mom, F you dad, no contact mom, no contact dad, I don't need you. You know, so thank you for giving your divine wisdom. In what ways can we bring back the respect of the mother and father in our community?
One of the things is you have to understand they're watching you. You know, they look at everything you do, literally. Whatever you do, they kind of take it as a reference. from 1969 to 89, it's a 20-year gap. That's every generation, every 20 years. So that was the generation, I forgot the name, what they call it, but the new generation is the generation Z right now, the new ones. And the new generation, it has been kind of like neglected on what we had. We are the last generation of people that came with manners.
That's right.
Mannerism. And that's them from the generation before and before. This new generation, the devil is has a grip on more for some reason. It's like the other thing is children don't believe, a lot of them don't believe in God. Too much back then, they made us go to church.
That's right.
They made us stuff like that. And then now, a lot of children don't even know how to cook. And they eat everything and stuff like that. So technology, the way things are going now has changed. The only way you get them kids back is if they change the laws on how you discipline them.
Let's talk about that.
If let's say all these executive orders that Trump is doing, make an executive order that parents can go back to disciplining their children.
I like that. And because Leon Lott, you spoke about, but Leon Lott he has set an order where he's holding parents accountable for their children's actions. So with that being said, I agree with you. We need an executive order to cut their ass, to bring back discipline,
because without the discipline, there's no fear. They're not going to fear God. The police, it will be the only fear. And we are held victim of it too, because if you discipline your child, the police can get at you too.
Yes.
So it's a double standard there. If they bring back that and also bring back religion in schools, the kids bring God back into the school.
Bring God back into the school, that's right.
It'll change the communities, but the problem is, prime example, Allah said in the Quran, by the token of time, mankind is in the state of being lost, except who? Those who join together in the mutual teachings of truth, patience, and consistency.
Let's go, man.
So if we was to have that type of unity, even with religions, the children couldn't get away with too much. God is in the school, God is in your house, God is everywhere. And then on top of it, the right to be able to discipline the children is back. First thing you wanted to hear.
Yeah.
Even if he wasn't in the house, the father coming to cut you behind.
Yeah.
And your mother, I'm about to call you, please don't call my mother. We were scared because mothers would come to school. And tear you behind up in the school.
Yeah.
But now, for some reason, I don't know who created this thing about telling it, putting them in jail because you try to discipline your kid. I don't know if it's a white family or black family, but I do know it was stupid because all it did was make more money for the jails. It allowed the gangs to become their family members and a few other things. I was talking about this at a lecture I gave about that one time, and how that affects these kids real bad. So that's the only way I see it. Do an executive order. If you want to do all these executive orders, change that law.
Yeah.
So the parents can go back disciplining their kids so we can have control of our families.
That's right. I agree with that wholeheartedly, man. Again, we took God out. We took God out of everything, and we replaced them with titles, such as these religions, these all these beliefs, all these organizations, you know what I'm saying?
Well, the beliefs, it's not a problem with the beliefs, as long as they believe in God.
That's right.
I like that.
Remember something, in the history, even Jesus Christ, there's nowhere written when he called himself a Christian.
That's right.
Nowhere.
You better preach.
King James created that.
That's right.
After he died, he wasn't here to correct it. Most people, when they write books, they're here to correct the books and stuff. That was one of the reasons why I became Muslim, because before the Prophet Muhammad passed, he was there to correct the book. He finished the book, and then he passed.
Yeah.
And we practice remembering it word for word, so that if anybody recite a surah wrong or whatever, we all know it's wrong, because it's word for word to keep the legitimacy of the book. Not the New Testament.
I was going to ask
It's not with a guy named Paul that's supposed to meet, that had a vision of meeting somebody at a special place, you know, and create the New Testament and never met Jesus. Paul never met him. He's like, how do you write a book about this man you never met him? How you even say anything like that? The oldest versions to follow back then was the King James Version because they were all the Old Testament. Then you go into the history of the Old Testament, you'll find that King James got a bunch of scholars together that gathered information. He called them the wise men, and they started rewriting and putting the New Testament, the Old Testament together to put it out. It was even in Islam, we go back to the prophet Moses, Jesus, it's all talked about in the Quran. But how we go through the history, we take from the Bible as well because, you know, it's in the Quran. We take the stories.
Okay. Like I was going to ask that.
The only thing we reject is if it goes against common sense. Okay. Like if we found in your history that you never met Jesus,
That's right.
I'm not going to take your word. Yeah. The disciples that were there, we take your word. This guy Paul, he never met Jesus. We don't. That New Testament, just throw that away because that to me that was like an extra form of control with slavery as well. The one who exposed that was Nat Turner.
Nat Turner.
The
artist, the music artist. Yeah. Okay.
No, Nat Turner, the slave.
Oh, okay.
The one who went around chopping off slave masters' heads, and he was a pastor. The slave masters was using him because he preached so good to go around the different camps where they had slaves at and preach to them to keep them in control for them. And the slave master was paying his master money to do it, so he was using it like a hustle.
Yeah.
But he didn't know that Nat Turner really realizing he telling them the truth on the low.
I like that.
He said, your master is your master, but there's always a master over your master.
That's right.
There's always God over him.
That's right.
And stuff like that. So when they finally realized what he was doing, that's when he had an argument with his slave master and he killed him. And after that, you know, they put a warrant out on him, and that's when he went with the revolution. Yeah. Started getting everybody, so they finally caught him and killed him in front of everybody.
Humiliation. Yeah. I was thinking about Nat King Cole, but Nat Turner, thank you for that lesson. Because like they still utilize us, you know what I'm saying, to keep us under control, but like a lot of us ain't free and ain't waking people up no more. You know, we still asleep when we're in those positions of power, where we can wake up the nation. Did you ever see yourself here? Because man, I knew you a long time. You know, we go way, way back. You know, you've always been knowledgeable. You know, you've always been the same. But like, I never imagined myself here. You know what I'm saying? Talking about God now. But like, you know, where did your life take a turn?
Well, from the music, I kind of got where you're going at. From the music side, DJing is a passion. I love the music. It started turning me off in South Carolina. About 2 years ago.
Talk about
because of two things. When you become a club owner yourself and start learning the business, you start wondering why other club owners are doing DJs the way they do. But meanwhile, you're a DJ too. But when you come into the club, they paying you right. But the other DJs, they not. I'm in the club, I only make 500. He don't know. He was making 251. They doing that to me because they know I got a Felicity bar, and I'm saying to myself, why treat me different on that? That's when I knew the business was corrupt. And then when I'm paying a DJ a certain price, they go to somebody else. Yo, but he's paying me this. Then you hear them, hey, bro, we gotta keep it. You know what I'm saying? That's how we maintain the business a certain way. No, that's not how you maintain a business. I'm a Muslim, first of all. I always said that to people, but they probably because they see me with the chains on all that, they never knew where my mind was at. Yeah. I believe you pay a man when the sweat dry. Pay him. Give him the money. You know how much money we make? He's making money. Them bars and the kitchens and stuff like that. A lot of money. Yeah. Like if you make 5, 6, 7,000 at night, you made a lot of money. To give somebody $500, that ain't nothing. Yeah. And then the only advantage I had is we own the property, so we didn't have to pay rent. But even if you're paying rent, you're still making the money because most club venues have at least 3 good days. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
That's right.
Now it's Sunday. You know, you got all the brunches and all this other stuff that they started putting in, which I really think they need to start going back to just doing breakfast.
Just do breakfast. Quit doing breakfast.
Everybody, once you take everybody running the whole, just change it.
Yeah.
But you got these days, and everybody's making good money. So you sitting there saying to yourself, well, damn, pinch off some more money. This guy's coming here carrying equipment. He has to touch that equipment 6 times in one day. Take it out from where you got it.
Set it up.
Bring it in the car. Take it out the car. Set it up. Break it down. Put it back in the car. Take it out the car. Put it into place.
Yeah.
6 times, and then stand up all night and deal with people. At times, it can be good and bad. Some days you might not feel like it, but you got to push yourself to do it. And now it's took like a job instead of anything else because you hoping that this club, your reputation is important.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, hardly none of these promoters, except for maybe 4 of them, I'll give about 4 of them are promoters. Because when you have to put the DJ on the flyer, that means that you can't pull the crowd. Who's pulling the crowd? You'll always see the DJ on the flyer in South Carolina.
Okay.
Why? Because he's the reason. DJ, imagine, okay, you go to a party. I'm not throwing nobody under the bus, but you have DJ.
And we keeping it real, man. Reject Talks, man. Let's get it.
You got DJ. It could be my friend DJ Speedo, right?
All right.
Speedo just started off out in the DJ thing, right? He's throwing come in free. They throwing come in free, drinks $2, and not all night. $5 place, whatever. You know, make it like, oh man, I'm gonna save a lot of money, have a good time, right?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, down the block, DJ B.I.O.M.G. $20 at the door. You know, drinks, all drinks $5. Food, we got $15 special plates and all this, right? But he's more packed.
Yeah, B-Lord.
Because of the name.
Yeah.
So that's telling you the whole reason for putting them on the flyer. Because they're taking advantage of our following. So give us money.
That's right.
Our following is buying your bar. Our following is coming to the door. Our following is making sure the bartenders get tipped. Our following is making sure that your party look good when you on them cameras and all that. So give us a couple of more dollars. Which I like what B-Lord did was smart. See, where B-Lord goes, if you ain't got the top dollar you want, you got to give him the door. And Legacy, he has the door. DJs, Cleve, certain people that do that stuff, pay me these guys. I like what they're doing.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's still their following. You go to S-Bar. What it look like right now at S-Bar? On Thursday night.
I don't know who the DJ is, but he got it rocking.
Let's pay me.
Okay, DJ pay me.
But who started it? Prince Ice.
Oh, I see. I didn't know.
Prince Ice was the one that started the Southern Soul Day.
Shout out to DJ Prince Ice, who's probably not getting his due.
That place was packed the same way. The only difference is they moved the tables out the way because now it's about the step dancing and everything. So now they got a dance room. The only issue I can say is, and I don't go to the clubs like that no more, but the only issue I can say is it's hard for people to get a drink.
It is.
Because it's too
fast.
It's too fast. And they moving all at unison, doing the same dance to every record. Remember back then, you break up, do your own thing.
Right.
Not no more. Everybody in unison the whole night.
The whole night, man. You're right.
Like a Romans class.
Yeah. Zumba at the S-Bar, man. Shout out to DJ Pay Me. Shout out to the S-Bar, man. You know, shout out to DJ Break Records who giving us free game, man. I hear you speaking about the DJ, man. We respect the DJ. Salute the DJ. The DJs that's really bringing the energy, that's really making the party. You do that, man. You do that as well, so salute to you. We speaking about DJs, so with that being said, you know, we also know music artists. You know, we don't even hear about artists anymore. Why is it so challenging for South Carolina artists to crack the ceiling or whatever it is in South Carolina?
I can tell you that. That's one reason. Radio.
Radio.
Radio is the reason. Radio has messed South Carolina. Radio complains about they don't have enough power, but you can implement an artist in a mix, a station.
Anyway, right?
But you can't have them play on the system in rotation. Recorded, we play like the big artist does regularly. It's already set for them in their system. But the mixes are sent in, so when it's time for the DJ to play, they play in the mix. I can understand that part. The DJs have power to do that. Even if you're charging the artist, you still have power to do it.
Yeah.
Most artists got their paperwork right because the radio station, the real complain about that.
Okay.
So because royalties got to be paid for everything played on the radio. But the point is, because they're not stepping up and talking to what's these places? It was Clear Channel before, now it's iHeart, right? They're not talking to iHeart saying, listen, we got stuff here, we want to push it like Atlanta.
Yeah.
Atlanta radio people push their stuff, and this is what we do. And they blame it on the fact that Atlanta artists got celebrities there, but it's what you want to do? You mad they all stuck together?
Yeah.
Right.
The radio station, the artists, they stuck together.
Radio station artists stick together, man. I'm listening.
Yeah. If the artist blow, the radio personnel blows because he has the exclusive music, something to talk to. He can bring a good artist on the radio station so that they can be interviewed. Meanwhile, the public is watching, and then the vibe stages, the music gets pushed to other states, stuff like that. So it's a system. It works good. Here, it starts at the radio station. The radio station, since I've been here in 2007, has probably had 5 local artists on a regular, and it ended real fast.
Yeah.
Kenny Kane,
Lil Rue, I remember.
Lil Rue, what's my man name that made the record? Breadwinner.
I don't know him.
Mo, I'll get his name in a second. My name is bad. But he made the record with Trina. She's a breadwinner. But he's a softer DJ out there. They help push him.
Black Zach don't even get played on the radio.
No.
Oh, really?
He get played in mixes, not regular rotation.
Yeah.
You see how you can't name one like that?
Yeah.
That's 17 years.
Ooh, of oppression.
17 years of artists running around in clubs rapping for no reason.
For no reason.
For no wasting their energy.
Yes.
They're not making no money. If the radio don't push you, the crowd don't respect you. That's just what it is.
If the
Damn.
radio don't push you, the crowd don't respect you. And we talk about local artists. We just buried a local artist, Angie Stone. They ain't even play Angie Stone on the radio down here. They ain't even support Angie Stone around here, bro.
Every local artist that pops, even down to the girl, what's her name, Randy Rucci?
Yeah, Randy Rucci.
After she popped, she moved out of South Carolina. Zach moved. None of them live here though. They live in Atlanta. They don't live in that city. And but one thing did happen. And I think this is the mercy God did this. I think finally God got tired of the BS and put something in motion, right? That now you have no choice but to go with. And back then I had a company called B.I.O.M.G, and this brother was one of my artists. Him, Tito Gonzalez, Armani O.D., Damon Glover. I had about 10 artists at the time. And I was almost going to manage, what's his name? I'll get his name in a second, because he asked me to manage him at that time. We were running around to different clubs. I was getting us money to come in and perform. And we was called We Better Than You. When you walk into a club out in South Carolina, and then I was Bird Folk, one of them became Killer Ben. And then after that, I had records with these artists. We collapsed so much in the studios that when we did shows, we had no choice. It was us doing the shows. We had a New Year's Day show. I forgot the name of that club that's on in Harbison, right there where the Traps was at back in the days. We had that club. We used to be on the regular. Dean that owned my man D that's in Sheen Magazine.
The owner of Sheen Magazine?
I think he's a promoter for it, but
Oh, okay.
But he's from South Carolina, so he had open mics back then. A lot of Venom had open mics for Apple Polish was open back then.
Yeah, I remember Venom.
All open mics, we were killing. We was doing our thing. It's one brother. Tito became successful out of it. My management. Young Bell right now is in New York on the radio. Got billboards all through Manhattan.
Okay.
He was one of my
shout out to Young Bell, man.
He's one of my artists. He got everybody from Who's Who on his album right now. And he was staying here. And he was from Jersey, but he was raised here. I got him at the age of like 16 and helped him for years, about 4 or 5 years to them develop him. Now he's in New York. I mean, he's killing it. I commend him all the time, and I still master his music because I got the still master lab. So he sends the music to me and I master it now from his albums and all his singles. So these artists, it was one artist that's hit out now. That me and my boy Lamar, we got together and did the company together, and we had him, and he was one of the, I'm talking R&B. We had him, this other white boy named Jason, I believe his name was Deron Glover. We all had breakfast together, we was on stage together and all that, and he for some reason he stuck out. Cause he had that pretty boy look, and his name is 803 Fresh. 803.
Hey, is it the same 803 Fresh name?
Boots on the ground.
Boots, that's the same guy you're talking about. Okay. Yeah.
Doug.
Yeah.
Doug is a good friend of mine, not just artist. I just did a video chat with him last week. I called him. When I call him, he picks up, we talk. I've seen Doug's beginning to now. And I told him, I did a post with him on Facebook. I told him recently, I did it like last week, I told him that, he is now the biggest artist in South Carolina. Right now, pretty soon he's going to be the biggest artist in America. Okay. Because of that song. Yeah. And his other music. He's on the charts in 4 places now. And on top of it, what they don't know, Doug probably told in an interview. I never seen him his personal interviews yet on YouTube, but Doug was a monster gospel singer.
He came from the church.
And Southern soul music is just
from the church.
Gospel music.
That's it.
Inverted into telling stories like the blues.
That's right.
Stuff like that. So he's in his element with that song, and it's easier to write to that versus doing R&B. You ain't got to do no catchy phrases in there. You just speak the raw truth. Yeah. And talk directly. You ain't got to use a lot of words. Because Boots on the Ground ain't no technical record. There ain't a lot of words in that song. That's why everybody can remember it. White, black, and the dance is simple. It's like they complicated. They try to make it look like it's complicated. The dance is for 5 steps. It's simple. And I woke up last week and I looked online because I got a notification. Good Morning America. They was doing this song on Good Morning America. I texted Doug. I said, Doug, Carolina. But people like Angie Stone, you can't count Jeezy because he don't represent South Carolina. And
Jeezy from here?
Yeah, except for what's the little boy they made? You say you a dope man, but you ain't saying nothing. You say Young Scooter.
Oh, that's Young Scooter. Okay, I know. I didn't know he
represents South. He from South Carolina. But Doug has did something different than everybody. Doug has the #1 country radio personality did a TikTok with his song and playing it on the radio. I said, damn. And then everywhere you look, when you see Doug now, you see rappers pop, you see like Black Zach, all these guys bending on pop. You don't see them do builders like him for a new artist. Doug is doing concerts. He might do a couple of clubs, but he's doing concerts. Yeah. It's different when you in front of thousands and you knew and everybody knows the song. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I'm listening. So he stuck to what he knew, which was gospel roots. He stayed in his lane and he kept it simple. That's what it sounded like. He moved when he did Southern Soul. Demond Glover, I'm gonna tell you this too. Demond was the singing partner with Doug. Okay. Demond got he got a Southern Soul album that's ridiculous. Him and Doug still do studio thing. Is this Nico Grande? Is that the same person?
You know Nico Brand? You know what I'm talking about? Nico? Oh, okay.
No.
Because a lot of people, like, I'm learning about success. Once you start being successful, a lot of people try to attach themselves to you. You know what I'm saying?
Damon and Doug been doing music together forever.
Okay, word.
Now, Damon's, him and his father, they own a tent place on Denver.
Okay.
Right there where the Spencer's at. 10, 20 tent shops. And his father's also has the biggest pamper business in South Carolina.
Oh,
you know the Pampers with the elephant on it?
Yeah.
I think that's his father's Pampers.
Oh.
He got the contracts during COVID, and the hospitals started buying his Pampers, and then the Walmart started giving them everybody. So his father owns, he owns shipping yards of Pampers. I remember one time I said, Pampers, baby wipes. I was live on Facebook, but I said, what the? I said, you do Pampers? You wouldn't believe, man, he already successful off the team.
Yeah.
So you're like, you got a Pamper business?
Yeah.
So, I think that's the reason why Damon is like taking his time, because Damon could have been took off. He is, Damon's, his R&B album is ridiculous. I'm running in the car on the regular.
Yeah.
The Southern Soul record, he got this record called Water. Oh, the ladies gonna lose their mind.
Yeah.
And I think he's trying to do a remix with Doug with it. But the thing is, these guys got talent. They were being held back. They didn't have the opportunity. The DJs wasn't
supporting them.
I gotta watch what I say now, because I got a lot of DJ friends.
Yeah.
Okay. The DJs,
They weren't playing these.
The DJs weren't comfortable with supporting them because of all the BS they went through being DJs.
Okay, I understand that.
It's kinda like,
so we gonna bring respect back to the DJs, man.
If you're working at a club and the club is not paying you right,
Yeah.
I know what it's like to stand up from 8 o'clock to 5 in the morning. Remember back then, it was super late
To party, yeah.
They were restricted for 2 years straight every Saturday, close 5 o'clock. You paying somebody $300?
Yeah. That's abuse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you bringing your equipment?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you making how much off the reputation? You charging $100 at the door to get in at 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
You can't throw me a DJ to play my record. Bad enough, you mad, you don't really want to, you're not really getting paid right. He wants you to play the record.
Yeah.
So now you got a little resentment when you really shouldn't, because you a DJ.
Yeah. That's why they grease your palm a little bit. You know what I'm saying? DJs want that bread because they wasn't being respected. They wasn't being taken care of.
Also, when you're in your mix,
I'm listening.
I gotta say this because I know if this thing go out live or whatever, I'm gonna hear DJs come at me. Why you didn't say this? When you're in your mix, and most DJs is like this, when you're on your stuff, when you're not missing,
You in your zone.
every record is a hit. An artist come up to you with a record you never heard before.
right, how you gonna play it?
You gotta get that record, put it in your laptop, or email it to you, hoping that when you download it, the Wi-Fi don't mess with your damn thing, make it jump. Because it does this time, make the whole thing hesitate.
DJ problems.
And then when you plug it in, you gotta listen to it. Hope that it don't kill the flow of everybody, because it's hard to get them rocking and stopping. You can come in off a reputation, and some DJs, just a reputation, they'll come in, drop a record. It might be the wackest mix in the world, how they start off with. Well, other DJs that feel that way. And then people, they don't care. He's a DJ, what's wrong? We're going to party to it. It could be a record that nobody will play, right? But when you get them going, even that same DJ, throw him off for something. It's rough to get it back like that. So when you get it back, now here come homeboy with his record. He's like, can you put this on? Oh, okay. I got 20, I got 50. Man, come on, I'm giving you $100 and I'm about to sell a drink. Man, give me the record. Now you can't turn it down.
Yeah, because you done got it, yeah.
So you take the record, you listen to him like, great day. This is a good record, but it don't go with what I'm doing right now. He might have dropped a record about life.
Yeah. And you got him amp on something else. He's serious.
You in twerk zone and everything else. Now, if you was in slow jam, getting them lovers song, grown folks stuff, you can throw it on because they're going to kind of vibe to it because it ain't about nothing silly. But you can't do that in most of these clubs that are turned up, wild girls on the tables twerking. You tearing it up. Nah, you can't do that. So now you got to try to get his record in. You got to talk it in. we got a new artist from South Carolina, this joint is popping, but you better not say South Carolina, you better lie and say, we got a new artist straight from Atlanta, jumping on, because that's, I don't know, so much the mind state here. We got an artist from Atlanta, this new joint is killing the radio. Boom, you drop it. And now you're about like, oh, all right,
Yeah.
I like that, because you're psychologically getting them into it. But if you can't say SC, for some reason, like I said, that radio done messed up respect. And then that be the issue. That's how that goes a lot of times. And then don't get the artists that get mad at you. Cause you tell them I can't play it, I gotta listen to it and I'll come back and play it another time. Bro, I ain't gonna pay you then because I ain't gonna know if you're gonna pay to play it or not. What's the chance you take? Like it's the chance I'm taking that the record right now and make nobody dance. And stuff. So and then you might have rap production with nice lyrics.
Yeah.
Do stuff like that. I ain't no A&R. I can't tell the crowd's there A&R. So I'm hoping I play it. They don't make me look whack as it is.
Yeah, that's right.
So all that is part of it.
Yeah.
But it started from the radio. Even if the DJs played your record every day, the radio was not playing it. Now, with Doug, they playing it. It's in regular rotation. They got no freaking choice. You know why? Because he's bigger than them. He's bigger than the radio.
And they want to be the one to
have a big part. They want like the big artist. Doug, I don't know if Doug really know how big he is like that. He's just so humble. Like he's the same person. And in the video, you can tell when he's doing the recordings, where he gonna be at. He hesitates when he talks because it's like this is all coming so fast.
Yeah.
To him, guess who got me? Guess who invited me to this place? Then we really know they called you because they know you coming.
Yeah.
They selling them tickets.
And I'm listening to that, because it does, like, things happen so quick. And I feel like that's how a lot of artists and a lot of people get in a lot of shit, because things happen so quick. So how does once things start happening, you start getting all these calls and, like, how do you, like, ground yourself? You know what I'm saying?
I believe from what he's doing, if I'm right, because I don't see him all the time, but I get all his notifications. I believe from what he's doing is using his religious background.
Go back to God, right? Okay.
First of all, he's married.
Okay.
He doesn't have a girlfriend. He's married. A whole different life.
He's married.
He got children. Doug I think he got a barbershop, and he was big in selling fireworks in the firework business. Okay. So he dealt with people on the regular, and he's humble. Doug was free haircuts, and he's still that type of person. So from who he is, it hasn't affected him yet.
Let's go.
And the fact of just being appreciative from all the BS you go through here to get on, to finally get there. King George can help him.
Yeah.
Help him. They grabbed him, help him. Seen the talent in him, I guess. And the other guys, some guy named Mike that works with him, he's manager now, I think. They're doing good by him. And what I like, Snake Eyes Records, that's the name of the record company. Okay. What I like is the fact that he has the right people around him. Because I say it again, he is big. Like I watched his shows, they ridiculous. White people, kids, police officers. He has TikTok,
everybody.
TikTok on lock right now.
Okay.
They doing the dance on Good Morning America. Not the sports show playing the record before the commercial break. The NBA. I seen that.
Yeah.
That's big.
Yeah.
NBA?
Yeah. So I'm listening to you, because we're here in South Carolina, but he's from South Carolina. He had to leave. From see, he down there from where I'm from, where you from.
Yeah, Doug.
So that's right there. The eyes are on South Carolina then.
Oh yeah, he done cracked.
The eyes are open for South Carolina.
He done cracked the door.
So what is advice for artists that's out here, doing their thing? Like, are there type of records they should have? You know what I'm saying? Sounds like everybody need to have a club record, a dance record. I'm just saying, like, what is some advice you could give the artists? Because the gates of heavens are open for South Carolina.
The sad thing is this. We know create an album. You got to have multiple type records. Dance, real records, records for the girls, all that. The sad thing about that is the music industry has changed into waves. It's no longer about what you make your album by. It's the wave you gotta ride. Because of them making us push ourselves to sign us. Back then they would sign us and push us. So they changed the process now. So the best thing I can say for artists trying to get on and make their music pop, look at the wave. If you are a true artist, you can go with the wave and change with it, but use your music to do it. Prime example, I love this rapper, B.I.O.M.G.
That's a chick, right? A chick,
Yeah.
okay.
B.I.O.M.G. has proven to the world that she can excommunicate everybody, go in the studio and make her music the way she want to make it. Tell her record company, like, no, go ahead about your business. I'm still signed to you, but you ain't putting none of my stuff out until I'm ready. She decided to she did that record with Kodak Black first, the second record. That's went crazy. Then she did the other record about the dude that cheated on her, the one that she's doing the shows with now, that she's been on the Grammys and all that with, singing that record. Oh, and then she did the Little Desk thing on YouTube.
Yeah.
Her whole album is ridiculous. She raps better than mostly every female rapper today. She raps better than them. She has a combination of every old school artist in her. And her music, she raps hip hop over the new stuff. Like, I remember a dude, Stupid and Rude, like Salt Pepper, when he's around, he dogs your mood. No, she raps like that. But then she got Nicki Minaj flowing up, a Missy type video.
She got a little bit of everybody. She studied the greats.
The greats. And she's beautiful. That's another thing too. I mean, she's gorgeous. So all that combined and her controlling her own realm, she's proven that hip hop music can take over the stuff they got going on now. But that's because she created the wave. So now guess what? All the other artists gotta start going back to rapping now. Cause this girl can rap better than the dudes. And Kendrick Lamar's proved it too, rapping.
Yeah.
So now the new wave is rapping, so now I would suggest the artists go back into rapping. Just stop worrying about trying to get the club crump and jump up.
Lyricists. That's what it sounds like you're saying.
Yeah, lyricists. They done brought people back to listening to what you say.
That's right.
So now this is the opportunity. Do it while it's here. Because when
they listening now,
something else gonna come pretty soon, and you don't know where it's gonna go after that. And Kendrick Lamar said she's the hum. The thing is, that's to answer your question. Follow the wave. Start writing records with substance. So start getting lyrical in your records. You can do the same beats, but be slick with it. And then on top of it, push it. Use the social media as much as you can. Try to make a good TikTok record too, because I know that's what everybody's doing too. They making good TikTok records for people to rock to.
Yeah.
But if you want to do it like that, do it for TikTok.
Do it for the top.
Yeah.
They
gonna. Most of the time it works because if I get on TikTok and bring 1,000 people watching me just cooking, I know what you can do as a record.
Yeah,
you can do a record.
That's dope, man.
If someone say something to you, I know I'm talking to the department. A lot of people right now, they don't know what I'm on right now. All they see, my Facebook changed. My face shoot has changed. I'm wearing my koofers. I wear the Yankee hats.
Yeah.
Everywhere I go, I'm in the koof. But they get used to that. And somebody said to me, you look like it's a glow about you. It's different, right? And I said, it's called the Noor, the light. When you commit yourself to God, and no matter what you're doing, like what you're doing with this and stuff, you commit yourself to God, He's gonna put that light on you.
That's right. That's right.
And you want to have that. And I want people to understand that Muslims love Jesus Christ.
Yeah, they do. They do.
We know about Jesus.
They do.
We talk great about Him.
Yeah.
The only difference is Muslims say Jesus is not the son, but a prophet. But if you take all that and put it to the side, we're saying he existed.
Yeah.
That's right.
And that God sent him.
That's right.
No matter how you say, if he sent him as a son, he's whatever. We're saying he sent him to mankind to stop them from worshiping anything but
But God.
That's right.
Mm.
That's right.
That's right.
That's the whole idea.
That's right. All roads lead back.
And in the Prophet Muhammad.
And they don't. Man, thank you for sharing that. Because the things people don't know, you know, people perish because of the lack of knowledge. You know, they don't know.
I used to tell Christians would say certain things. I'll tell them, "Have you ever read the Quran?"
Exactly. They're scared.
Get the book and read it. It might open your heart. The fear is you reading it and it makes you want to become a Muslim. That's the fear.
It changes you.
It's like you don't want them to mess with your solid foundation, but you can't think like that. You got to think of an add-on because Adam, Noah, you gotta nothing can get around God. Period. Nothing. Even my life, me being a DJ, I was selling narcotics, and the police officer ran up on me in Gaston, in my truck, me and my ex-wife. I thought they was there for me, but they were there for somebody else. So I got scared, and I was like, I'm going down. I had so much stuff in the car. She came out the car. She had a lot of heart. Took that thing inside, and I'm in there like Richard Pryor, flushing down the toilet. So come to find out, the police leaving. It wasn't funny.
Yeah.
But that was a sign right then and there. I said, I cannot get locked up in South Carolina because the drug laws is way different in New York City.
Yeah.
What I had, I probably got out.
Yeah.
So here, they're locking people up for months for simple possession of weed and all this stuff. So I said, I gotta find another way. So that's when I went back and made my salat, and I asked Allah, if he gives me something to replace this, I'm never going back to it.
Yeah.
And he gave me being a hype man and then being a DJ. Those things replaced the income.
That's right.
And so I never went back to it. That's the one thing I never told people, that's one of the reasons why I became a DJ, because of that. The other thing is I was always like a hype man for DJ B-Ready for like 6 years anyway, and other DJs and working with clubs doing that. But that was the thing. It became the bread and butter. The cooking part, being a master chef, came afterwards. I always knew how to cook. In 2012, I went to Atlanta to live, and went to school in Decatur. At LaCorte Culinary College, and I graduated and got my associate's degree in culinary hospitality and restaurant management. And then I'm coming back to South Carolina, and I couldn't get a job for none of the hotels. They were godfathered by white racist people. They didn't want to give up none of the jobs. This is what it is. Right. Can you name how many?
I could start naming, but it'll keep going.
Okay. So that means multi-talented, right? Multi-talented. I'm multi-talented. How many of them do you get credit for? Which ones do people know you for the most?
My positive talks.
You always text me.
My positive talks. My energy when I am before a crowd, you know, on the mic.
Also helped because you lost a lot of weight. When I first met you, and you had the uniform on, right?
Yeah, I was a little stuffy. I was the pig for real.
You were chunky.
Yeah, I was the pig.
Now you look like a whole new person. You done slimmed up. You done got control of your diet and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You're not in the obese category.
Yeah.
I done gained weight. I'm gonna drop pretty soon. So.
Yeah.
But the thing is, all of the things people are seeing you, right? They don't recognize it. So.
Feeling real good sometimes, even barefoot. I'm not angry with you or scared of you. Trying to make sure that you do what you got to do. Cause I believe in you, self. I believe in you, self.